All right, so this is my conspiracy broadcasting network. I am on vlog, looks like 96. This was about yesterday's recreation outing. I went to a new location in one of the parks down in my city. And when I went down there, of course, I was just trying to vlog, and I'm harassed in the background by the white SUVs again. There was some red vehicles, but mostly it was white SUVs. And then I had another sheriff or some type of deputy pull up behind me and then to intimidate me. Um, and while merging kind of away from me at a 45, while I was inundated with a sequence of these white SUVs. I get to the park and I'm just going to get straight into it here. I'm just going to do a screen share. And having had staged a white SUV at this parking lot, not one but two, and then had one of them with a broken right light, and then they parked these scooters, basically, associating my right. And the thing is they're traumatizing you through this program, so they anchor you with the ambient abuse by proxy, and then now there's associations and meanings, basically. And so I'll get to this in a second. But this is me just kind of talking right here. And you'll I could just turn down the volume of the video. And actually, anyways, I'm just going to kind of slow trickle it. But you'll see in the background that while I'm driving, they have all these white SUVs passing you in both directions, okay? And then driving up beside you. And then there was a police officer behind me that was doing the same, kind of like with them, essentially, who merged. And I didn't catch it, so this is why I have a rear-facing camera coming in. And so long story short, I'm just trying to vlog here. And I have a stick shift, by the way, so my hands are kind of up and down type thing all the time on my right hand especially. But you can see they have this perpetual white SUV thing going on in the background, constantly fucking doing this pass go thing. And so you're just doing what you're supposed to do. And then when you rewatch this and edit it, you're supposed to see this. So long story short, we're going. And I finally get to the spot, and they had maintained this white SUV game. And there's like a truck deal too. Like, I don't know why there's a white truck following me, but there's a white truck anchoring going on. I don't know why that is, but that's a common thing for some reason, this white truck anchoring. So long story short, I finally get to where I've got to go, and they're keeping like this in front of me and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Like, it's always something. It's just something that they're trying to get you to appreciate. Because you can see here they pulled two vehicles that are blue, right? So there's that. Anyways, we drive, get there to the spot, and it's going to be the same shenanigans, basically. So this is me leaving. Okay. Yeah. So I get here. Whoops. There we go. Right here. Let me get back here. Okay. All right. So I'm pulling in. I'm pulling in right here. And they've got the white, looks like in this case, the SUV there. And I know I'm going to unload. I'm not going to park. I'm just going to unload on the grass. But they have this white SUV here, like the only one in proximity where I would unload. And then they have this red right light blown. There's tape right there. Okay. So they have this red light, rear light blown with tape on it. And then I'm driving to unload right about right here. And then they have this scooter here. And the semantics about my right Achilles is nonstop ever since it happened. I'll have hundreds of people limping around in front of me, or the people like the nurses and stuff. When I was working as a medic and I was in the hospitals, they would take their right legs and just kick it up in the air. Like while they were standing, they would just take their right leg and do like a hamstring curl, like a small, like 1/3 or 1/4 hamstring curl while I walk by to abuse me over it. Right. And they'll have people accidentally hit it or kick it like in the gym and stuff like that. And so this is the same thing. They're using these semantics to abuse me, and they'll take the things that they've created and then start abusing you. They're taking the things that they forced you to get into, okay, by using nonstop stalking, and then knowing that the police are gonna permissively allow it, the permissive neglect, right? And then have them abuse you and plant and anticipate where you're going to be. And in this case, they have the white SUV on the inside, knowing I'm unloading on the grass, and knowing that I have, this Achilles. So their purpose is to antagonize in this case. Instead of having peace of mind and recreating and having peace of mind, they're going to antagonize me and knowing that I'm going to park somewhere around here, and they left the scooters here. And they want me to flounder in this injury that they perpetually abused me and had orchestrated hundreds of thousands of people to stalk me. And then elevate my cortisol, get tense, lose sleep, and put a bunch of noise pollution around my apartment and my house, and then have me run overtime over 12-hour shifts into the night, and then abuse me and follow me everywhere I go to create stress. So when I work out, I tear muscles. And that's what happened. My right Achilles was torn. Okay. And so they just keep abusing me with these semantics. So what I don't understand is this is 11:20, right? I back up and I go and I park here. Now, when I come back from here, okay, when I come back from here and I finished fishing, my hazards were on and my lights were on. And I had a dead battery, and I had to ask a guy to jump me. You seen the time on that was when I dropped off was 11:20. Why would I have my lights on? See, this is a problem that I had in the past. When I trucked for a year, I'd come back and I'd have my fucking temperature knob fucked up and other stupid things messed up. And I told you they have remote access to lock and unlock that vehicle. And then my mother, I believe my mother, took $500 out of the joint account in Navy Federal. The same evening, like within an hour, basically. Actually, before I even got back, I noticed I got notification from Navy Federal. Navy Federal still hasn't answered why or how my parents know how much money I have in my credit card. They still haven't given me an answer. And they've reassured me, and I've also reassured myself through policy understanding and reading, that no one is to know how much money I have in certain accounts if they're not a joint holder. So how is it that my parents are allocating money that are precisely and accurately the amounts that I'm spending? They still haven't answered me. This is Navy Federal Credit Union, the same people who I'm telling them a week before my arrest that I'm being cyberstalked through my chip. and they're freezing it during my purchases. Okay. So that's what happened yesterday. And then on blog 95, which is today, the 5th, yesterday was the 4th. Okay. I still have this white SUV bullshit going on. And for some reason today, there was hardly any red vehicle campaign going on. Most of the time for years, there's been a red vehicle campaign. The red vehicle campaign populates whenever I'm making money. When I'm going forward, the red vehicle campaign is always inundating me, always intercepting me, this whole red vehicle campaign. They start being all polite and just relaxing and not intercepting you, like it seems like it's quote unquote normal. That's when you're actually going backwards. Financially, that's when you're actually going backwards. That's how this works.